Hello guys, this is Glenn from Sydney CBD Repair Centre, and today we have something new for you, a smartwatch from Samsung, the Samsung Gear S3 Classic. Let's do this! So I haven't told you what we're gonna do right now, but we're gonna replace the battery on the Samsung Gear S3 Classic. This has been released way back in 2016, so the battery on this one has definitely degraded and it's time for a replacement. So if you're wondering what types of battery the Samsung Gear S3 needs, we'll show you in a bit. But this thing is very small, and you'll see that the components here are like the Apple Watch that we have repaired last time, which also has some pretty nice approach in solving the problem of small size in terms of the capacity of the case to handle or to house various components. And one thing that's unique with this one is it's circular, unlike the Apple Watch, which is kind of rectangular. This one is still circular. It's kind of a traditional shape for watches. And here we're gonna open it by unscrewing 4 screws, which are very, very tight. And right here, it's also very tight because of the adhesives. And as you guessed, this one is kind of waterproof, but here David is kind of agitating the adhesives with some liquid. We trust him because he's like the Samsung expert in the shop. And right here we're now releasing the back cover. This is the case back as we relate it to watchmaking. And here are the internals. And the design of this one is kind of like layers. The top one is immediately the board, and there's a connector here. We're gonna release it so that we can lift this first layer up, and then underneath it is the battery. But the battery is also held on by adhesives just to keep it from moving around, which is kind of a good thing, because you don't want your battery moving around and kind of puncturing itself with the capacitors inside. And here, it took us really a long time to scrape the adhesive off, but we have to do it incrementally. And here is the battery. And this is the replacement battery. It's amazing that we can still get some replacement batteries for devices released way back in 2016. And we're gonna put some double-sided tape to also hold it securely inside the phone. And so some pads for the connectors. You don't want to ruin this part. And for those of you who are wondering if you can DIY your own battery replacement for your Galaxy or your Samsung Gear S3 Classic, then we strongly urge you to seek professional help from technicians. Although you have some experience tinkering around with electronics, but this one is kind of really tricky due to the complex structure of the device. And just by looking at this one, you can see that the battery is kind of connected underneath the main board, which is not really accessible if you don't have the experience and the dexterity like David has here. So we're gonna show you the tedious process of reinstalling the electronics and the board, and of course the connectors. So we're just gonna press it in, secure the battery, and connect the flat connectors on the board. And that's it. We're gonna try to cover it up. This is the contact points for the charger, and we're just gonna temporarily close it and test it with a charger, see if the battery is being detected and being charged. It still uses micro USB, which is telling us that the device is kind of old, but still usable. And it's working. 50% battery, and we're gonna properly reassemble the whole thing, and it will be ready for the client. Put all the screws in, this one, the case back. We have to make do without the adhesive. Press it in. Samsung really did a great job in designing this one. Once you've installed everything, it will just look like a Garmin or a Suunto smartwatch, or even a traditional watch with a metal casing. So we're gonna reinstall all the screws. We have to do this really tight because this came really tight from the shop. And if you don't have screwdrivers that monitors the torque, then you should have a proper technician or a professional technician to look it for you. We're gonna reattach the wristbands and we're done. Final testing, and voila, a successful full battery replacement for a Samsung Gear S3 Classic. Thanks for joining, guys. Till next time, cheers.
If you want your smartphone fixed for a very reasonable price, you may contact Sydney CBD Repair Centre. We also provide mail-in repair services for customers outside of Australia or Sydney. Just message us so we can arrange the shipping of your device.